Oh, I missed the countdown. Whatever. You fix it both. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Mostly Movies podcast with Nick and Christian. He's Nick. I'm Christian, coming to you live from the Airbnb. And today, the movie we are mostly discussing is A Woman in the Yard, starring, hold on to your hats here, guys, Peyton Jackson, Danielle Deadweiler, Estea Kahiha, Russell Hornsby, and Okwi Akpak-Wasili.
Wow. Did you get all that right? Did you practice that?
I sure did for the past 45 minutes.
Wow. Gotta love that.
But before we get into all that, guys, business as usual, please head over to thescreengods.com for all of Nick's movie reviews and our full library of podcast episodes. Guys, you can find it all at thescreengods.com. And of course, as always, you can find us on the YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, IG, and X for more clips, reels, and other fun content. Guys, go hit us up. Please and thank you. We love you. Nick, I had a pint of Monster at the movie, and I am flying. I've been flying for 2.5 hours now.
Well, it must have been killing you to be flying in a theater where you were trapped and couldn't leave or move.
Honestly, I think because my attention was just fixated on one thing, it didn't hit me until I got out of there and hit the freeway, where I was like, I might fucking crash my car right now. But
you're doing 110. They pull you like,
dude,
bro, what are you on?
No,
Monster.
I was tweaking so hard I was in the slow lane doing 55.
You broke the time-space continuum, dude. Everything just slowed down.
No, I was concerned about myself, and I said I should get over and not be in the fucking fast lane.
Well, before you started your intro, I told you, I said, I have some things I need to say to you, and I am going to say this. I am not concerned about Christian Goddard today for several reasons. First of all, he's got the new background. He has no funny name tonight. It's just him in all of his glory. See God.
It's all business.
His microphone, which gives us problems every single time we go to record, it was dialed. His headphones were dialed. I mean, dude, you came prepared with how to pronounce Emeka Oboka or whatever the hell you just said.
Emeka Okafor.
Yeah, exactly.
Former first-round draft pick to the Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah, Emeka former. I have no idea. Wow, that's a deep cut. Holy cow. You pulled that from the Charlotte Bobcats. Not even, I mean, that was incredible right there from you. What a take.
Also, you know who also played for them? Gerald Wallace after the Kings.
Yes, I do know.
Away.
That was his first team after the Kings. That's right. So
anyway,
congratulations to you. That's it. That's all I was going to say.
For what?
You did you're prepped. This is the most prepared I've ever seen you, and everything looks fantastic.
I'm feeling good. I almost had 2 existential crises today. Once at the gym off a Red Bull, and then once coming home on the freeway off a Monster.
So we need to lay off the juice, is what I'm hearing.
I think so, dude. I think so, and I know what I get myself into every time, but I don't think I can function without it. And I've tried coffee, but coffee is even worse. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think probably sleep more, a doctor would say.
That's probably what they would say. They're probably going to tell you to drink more water too. Yeah.
No, well, see, that's not a problem I have. I'm crushing water.
Really? You're crushing water?
All day, every day.
Good for you. I can't bring myself to do it. I try so hard.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't try as hard as I should, but
well documented on your medical history.
Yeah, exactly.
And kidney stones. Okay, so that was it. Congratulations. Hey, thank you.
You look great. You sound great. You're proud too. I'm just a lot of respect. Way to go.
I felt great. I just had to make it home first, and then I was locked in. Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
A Woman in the Yard. Initial thoughts.
Sure. So as discussed on the last episode, we're not going to give you the whole plot, and you can go see that if you want. Watch the trailer. It's not going to tell you what the movie's really about, but that's okay. I mean, we're documented in saying you shouldn't even watch the trailer. You should just go in fresh, with Frank Costanza would say. I like to go in fresh and make sure you don't get anything ruined. But what I will say about it is, here's my take. The experience was like someone wrote a book to relay their personal connection with mental health and either deep depression or potentially some maybe light schizophrenia or PTSD or all three together. And it seemed like they were trying to convey a message of the battle that people go through, which That's all fine. Okay. I think that's great. And I think if done correctly or done really, really well, which I think actually, to be honest, would be really hard to do, I think that's fine. I have no problem with that effort. Unfortunately, it really is difficult to do on screen, and it bombed dramatically because either you were my wife and you were like, I have no idea what's going on, and she was like, it's way too confusing. I don't know, or you're like you and I, and you're bored to tears because it takes so long to get to, cover your ears, kids, the climax. And then when you do, you're like, cool, this is actually a really intense scene. Could have had that 47 minutes ago. And then and then you, after the climax is over, you're left with, okay, now I'm confused again. It just it just didn't work. And we went into this movie. I if you guys are frequent listeners of the program, you will know that when we did our what's coming out in 2025, we went through a bunch of movies, Christian and I had this one just because the poster and the basic description of, a one paragraph description of the plot sounded interesting, but it was PG-13. And I told Christian on that episode, I said, I'm interested to see if they can make a good movie that's PG-13 because there's more challenges there. Kind of like a comedian who has to be clean and can't cuss and just use sexual references for all his jokes. They end up sometimes being a lot better because they have to get more creative. That was not the case here. Christian warned me that he did not think, he thinks all PG-13 movies stink or mostly.
No.
He has
no, this is it's isolated to this genre.
Okay.
It's
you
isolated
didn't specify that, but yeah.
Okay, well, okay, but it's isolated to. Well, I thought this would be a more of a horror movie or a take on a horror movie, which it wasn't. But anyways, go ahead.
No, yeah, so yeah, well, to your point, it's not a horror movie. It is more of a psychological thriller, if you want to call it that. But no, it wasn't. But what I will say, and then I'll let you talk, is it wasn't an issue of being PG-13 though. That was not the problem today. The problem was it just wasn't well done, and it also wasn't even really a problem with the acting, to be honest. I mean, there was some good performances. The little girl was great. The mom, she could tell she was like, this is my moment, I got to give it everything I got. I think she did, but unfortunately for the general public, you don't know who either of these people are, and the movie sucks, so you're not gonna remember it, unfortunately for her. The son, I don't know if it was the character or the actor, he wasn't great in my opinion, but that may not have been his fault. It could have just been crappy writing and just a terrible screenplay. So anyway, I will say that I saw a movie a year ago, actually about 8 months ago now, and it looks like Christian just floated into gravity into space.
I did.
That was so funny. There was a movie that Halle Berry did with two boys, and I think it was called Never Let Go or Never Say Never, something like that. It's escaping me now. Very similar kind of movie. I saw it by myself. Christian, I went like late one night. I was like bored or something. Yeah, Never Say Never. Oh no, that's not it. Never. Let's see. This is my bad, guys. I normally have these movies. It wasn't a great movie though, so that's part of the reason why. Never Let Go. So I was right the first time. And it was the one where she has two boys and they are on this property and they're tied to a rope and they can't go past like 100 yards or something.
Oh yeah, no, I never saw that actually.
Yeah, that movie also wasn't good, but I will tell you, it was better than this one, and it was a very similar premise, which I think is interesting. And I'm not sure. I don't know if there's correlation here, but spoiler: this is it's an all African American cast, which so was the Halle Berry. Almost I think there was a white guy at the end of the Halle Berry movie, but in judge. So I don't know if that's a movement like mental health, and they're trying, that particular community is trying to make movies about it. I don't know, but that's two in the last year. Very similar kind of thing. But that one was more entertaining and better screenplay and more well acted, I should say, than this one was. So anyway, not great. That's my review. It's again, it's 2 flames out of 5 for me. What you got?
Well, first off, how far into the movie did you really get the metaphor? This is my first question, just out of curiosity.
That's a really good question.
For who the woman in the yard was.
Well, to be honest with you, you can make an argument. I still don't know who it is. But I think, yeah, you kind of can. I knew that about 30 minutes in, I knew it was going to take a psychological twist. I just didn't know to who and in what capacity. So for a part of me thought maybe it was gonna be the son for a minute, like one of the kids. And I only thought that because I was like, if it's the mom, it might be too cliche or too predictable. Well, spoiler, they went with that. So, but I didn't know exactly, what the reasoning was going to be. And honestly, I'm still a little confused as to Rick. It doesn't seem extreme enough for her experience didn't seem extreme enough to warrant all this. But
Yeah, well, so my takeaway is the woman in the yard was just symbolism for her depression and guilt, right?
Right.
And her intrusive suicidal thoughts, which I don't think they did a great, like, again, it wasn't clear, like, even for me, that's kind of what I kind of gathered from it, but they didn't really make that clear kind of what was going on. And especially for the reasoning for the mom's trauma was kind of just like it wasn't, like you said, strong enough of a foundation for all of that, I would say, because, like, I mean, it was an accident at the end of the day. They didn't really explain. I mean, I guess they didn't really explain well why she was depressed, and maybe that was kind of the point, is just like when you're sometimes you're just depressed and you don't know why. You could have everything that you want, which is kind of that scene with her and her husband at dinner where he's like, we made this decision together. He actually had a good line. I forget what it is, but he was like, we made this decision together. You agreed to come out here, we have to figure this out, or something along those lines. Which
it was like he used the we. He used like 3 different we sentences, but it was a good little dialogue.
Right. And so it kind of was just like, she doesn't really know why she's depressed. So I guess I get that angle, but so, yeah. And I thought her acting was okay. The son's character was just completely unused. Like, the whole point to me about his character was like his mom wouldn't let him be the man of the household, even though he wants to fulfill that role. And his mom is kind of holding him back. And then would kind of be his opportunity to, I guess, prove himself. And they just didn't even really, they just, went away from his character completely at the end. And it was just completely about the mom, which I guess, again, is, the central part of the story. And I did think the scene at the end with her and the rifle and, her alter ego or entity, whatever it is, I thought that was actually pretty disturbing. Of her,
it was the best scene in the movie.
Of
sure.
her, like, forcing her to hold the gun and move it into position, and so I thought that was actually pretty good. But then
that's right.
You're just waiting for the climax and it doesn't happen, and then she just walks out and everything's all hunky-dory, and the kids for some reason are back for whatever reason. And the son had all the right motives and wanted to do all the right things. He wanted to leave hours earlier. He wanted to he wanted to get help. He was trying to turn the electricity back on. He was trying to do all the things. And also, he makes his mom breakfast because she's a piece of shit. She hasn't done anything in weeks. There's no dog food. The house is completely going to shit. And the kid is taking care of his sister and making them all breakfast. And then she
has the audacity
to just, because he puts, I guess, Doritos in the eggs, or I don't know. What.
Yeah, he put Doritos in the eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, which, hey, I'm not mad at.
Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. And then his mom just spits it up all over the, on the table, not into a napkin, not into, just onto her plate, which was so disrespectful to the kid's breakfast, I felt like.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, my biggest thing is in retrospect, she was depressed. And so she was mostly taking it out on the son. And I'm sure that is, again, part of maybe the underlying, and I guarantee, I would book this, that if you're reading this in a book, it comes across much better, probably because he represents the husband and the guilt and all of that, and she was taking it out on him, and because she's deflecting, and all that can come across in a book. It does not come across on screen at all. It just comes across like she's, as the son said, a bitch.
Yeah,
which she's totally not relatable. You don't feel bad for her at all.
Ever.
Almost to the point where, even at the end, you still, and I think bring it to full circle for me, even at the end, you still don't really feel that bad for her because, again, the whole thing didn't seem dramatic enough. It was an accident, like you said. She didn't have, like, it would have made more sense if she had a psychotic break and did something really, like, did
No,
something,
so
you know
that
what I mean?
dude, my first initial thought was, oh, she tried to kill them both, and she ended
Right.
up surviving, and that's why she felt guilty. And
Right. Exactly.
that to me would have been the angle to take, because it's,
Right.
at least, I mean, because like you were saying, they didn't make her character redeemable at all. So if you're not going to make
No.
her redeemable, then make me
Then
hate
make
her.
her evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Make her evil, and it would have made sense for her to, like, when they're on their way home from that dinner, try and kill them both, and then she ends up
Right.
surviving, and then that's why she goes crazy and feels, all the
Right.
guilt. That was my first thought that popped into my head, and
Yep.
I probably would have gave it another layer. Yeah, it just, like, on the surface level, like you're saying, as a, like, I guess as a metaphor to, like, mental health and, like, the weight that carries on you, you know. um that she mentioned multiple times about feeling suffocated and all that, like, in that sense, I guess they did an okay job, but everything else was cliche as hell. And then it became a Paranormal Activity movie for a minute, or like an exorcism movie where they're just moving
Yeah.
things, like crashing things around the house.
Yep. Yep.
One thing that made me laugh was when the mom was, like, escaping, and that the scaffolding was, like, slowly moving over as if to, like, crush her or something, but it was moving so slowly, like, it wouldn't have affected her. It wouldn't have affected her at all, even if it hit her.
It reminded me of when, if you go to Disneyland and you go to, like, the Haunted Mansion ride,
Yeah.
that's the type of things that it does, where, 100 years ago or 80 years ago, you'd be like, oh my God, that's incredible. And now you just kind of laugh at it because you're just like, that's not scary at all. Yeah, no, you're right. And I had that thought too. I'm like, where's this going? Because now I'm really confused. Is it inner demons? Is it
Yeah,
paranormal? Is it was, and it, like you said, it was cliche.
and
Even
well,
in the cliche, there wasn't that many new things. Like, there was, like, the thing where the thing they do that was, I guess, somewhat unique, and I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, so I don't know how unique it is, but I can't place it right now, so I'll give it a little bit of credit. Is her shadow, the woman in the yard, the demon's shadow, is hitting things. Okay, I mean, like when she hit the chimes, like, there's little things
yeah,
like
like,
that, but it wasn't scary. It was just kind of, okay, it's interesting, you know. I don't know.
yeah, and it just didn't make any sense, and because there were so many scenes where, and they try to misdirect you by, you don't know what scene is real, or what the scene with the where you think the dog is dead, or the scene where they show the chickens are dead, and then they kind of, like,
Right.
reverse it, so they try, and but then, so you don't really know what scenes are kind of real or not real. And what
Right.
really could have tied it together at the end is if they would have is if it would have been, and they kind of alluded to this too, with the mom sticking the knife in the pillow, but, like, it
Right.
was her daughter. If it was at the end, if this would have all just been in her own head, and she was the one actually going around the house and knocking the shit over, and, like, having a psychotic break, if that would have been the ending they went with, I thought it could have been savable, and that might have been interesting if the whole time it was
That's
just her.
actually what I thought was going to
Yeah.
happen.
And I guess it was her, because the woman in black is supposed to be the,
Right.
her thought, her intrusive thoughts, or depression. But
Right.
if they would have went back and, like, Ocean's 11'd it and showed you the heist, but it's just her doing all the fucked up shit, killing the chickens, hiding the dog, or
right.
knocking, yeah,
Essentially, like what M. Night Shyamalan did with Sixth Sense, where you
right,
see the flashback and you're like, oh, okay, I get it now.
right,
But yeah, it didn't happen. So
no,
yeah,
no.
that didn't happen. So anyway, um, I could almost use this as a "What Stinks This Week" segment. Unfortunately, it just wasn't great, guys. But again, go see it for yourself. Disagree with us if you think so. Again, just like I said last week, I don't think you will, but you might. You never know. And for reference, the current ratings on Rotten Tomatoes are almost identical, which you rarely see this. The critic rating is 45% and the fan rating is 46% so far on Rotten Tomatoes. Um, and why that's interesting is if you compare it to our last episode, and you look at A Working Man, The critics hate it, which they should because it's terrible. But the fans still love it, dude. You gotta the fans are at 87%, and the critic
No
rating
fucking
is
way.
Yeah, and the critics
There's
are
no
at
way.
51%. So we don't need to rehash that. You guys can go watch our previous episode on A Working Man and take a look at that. But yeah, the fans, they just cannot get enough of Jason Statham, my friend. David Harbour, they will see it. They will tell you it's entertaining.
Oh, I wish I had my sunglasses. I was going to do my David Harbour impression.
You're auditioning for the next blind role.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, so that's not the case with this movie. The fans also don't like it so far, and
no, and like
no
I don't
difference here.
I don't see any breakout roles coming from this. Like the lead actress, I don't think. Maybe the demon lady, which by the way, can you guess which one is Akwi Akpakwasili? If you just had to guess. Just shot in the dark. Just shot in the dark.
It's the woman in the yard.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just all right.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. And why
just a shot in the dark, 50-50 shot.
And why was half her face blown off? Remember that part? They didn't explain why. And I thought maybe it's because the girl might have blown half her face off, but no.
No, they don't. Oh. Yeah. And that's where I think, like you said, it started to get into weird paranormal. It was like, all right, can we make this scary or uncomfortable? I think the idea is that she was supposed to be scary when she was approaching the kid. And so she needed to look scary in order for the kid to fear her. But again, it's not great.
They should have Scooby-Dooed it and had the kids defeat the demon. or unmask her. Be like, zoinks.
I think actually, so
zoinks, it's actually our piece of shit mom. That's the monster the entire time.
They just pull a mask off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like every Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah.
It's actually a 72-year-old white guy. You know?
It's the CEO who got assassinated.
Yeah. Exactly. Actually, dude,
Brian Thompson.
It does give me new appreciation. Like I said at the top, it gives me new appreciation for that Never Let Go movie. I actually think when you get a chance, throw that on. I mean, see what you think, because I think it's better, and it's similar in what it's trying to do, but it's just better. And I'm interested on your take on that.
Yeah, that one's more. It's about like creatures, though, right? Like a post-apocalyptic. Isn't it like a post-apocalyptic kind of thing?
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Because aren't they all tied? They don't leave the house unless they're tied to ropes.
Yes, but you have to watch it. That's what I'm saying. So I think you should watch it.
All right.
I'm honestly, as I'm thinking about this movie and I think about what it was trying to accomplish, and I think about that one, I think I rated it correctly. I think I gave it 3 stars, but I may have been a little unfair because I don't think I appreciated what it was trying to do. Now that I see this one, I go, okay, but I still wouldn't give it more than 3. But I think it would be interesting for you to compare it. That's why I want you to watch it, since you've seen this one.
Listen, Halle Berry, I'll watch it.
Spoiler: both moms are mean as shit, which makes her I think I told you this when we potted, because you didn't watch it with me. I wrote a review on it, but it made her. It was the first time I've ever seen Halle Berry not likable. I was like, ooh. Pretty. Don't like you right now.
Is she long hair or short hair?
Long hair. This is long
my
hair.
Favorite Halle Berry. Remember Gothica?
One of her best.
Great film.
We talk about that once a year. You and I, we bring it up.
Wonderful.
Forrest Whitaker, Robert Downey Jr. It's a wild.
Yeah, he
cast,
was in
dude.
that.
Yeah.
I wonder if it still holds up.
Well, guess what? That would be on my list of underrated movies. But we're not going to do that this week. We're going to do overrated movies. Are you prepared?
Not at all. I got to be honest. Not at all.
We only had all week to prepare.
I don't even remember discussing the segment with you, but okay.
Oh, maybe a little less alcohol during the pod.
But I hope you have I hope you have a comprehensive list that we can go over.
I actually don't, which is why I brought it up.
Well, I mean, I could, off the top of my head, I could play.
Well, what I do have is something that, let's do this. I do have IMDb's version of the most overrated films, top 25. Let's see if any of yours are on there. Let's spitball it. I could tell you on a few of these I'm already in disagreement with, but.
All right, which ones?
You don't want to take a stab?
First thing that the first thing that comes to my head is, and I got to go with Oppenheimer.
Oh, a recent one.
If I can
Okay.
preface, and I'm going to preface all of this with, I don't think these are bad movies. Maybe some of them, but if we're just saying,
they're overrated or overhyped, it doesn't make them bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Oppenheimer is the first one that jumps out to me.
Okay.
Joker 2 is definitely overrated.
I don't know. I don't even know if it's rated at all.
That's the joke. I mean, pretty much any Oscar-winning movie in the past decade, I would probably say is overrated. What do you give me a few?
So some of these are old, so I have to preface it on this list. The first one is Apocalypse Now, which I've never seen.
I haven't either, but I've heard that about it. It's also, I think, 3.5 hours long.
It's 2.5 hours long, but you know.
Okay, the director's cut.
But it's a Francis Ford couple of movies, so we need to see what you call it, mega floppy tits or whatever you called it. We never saw that.
What? Mega? Oh yeah. We do need to watch that. Yeah, I forgot about mega floppy tits. We have to watch that.
That one's underrated apparently because no one's even talking about it. The second one on this list I absolutely disagree with, but I'm interested to see your take on this because I've heard this from certain people in my life, and I always have to cape up because I think it's ridiculous. They have number 2 on this list, The Nightmare Before Christmas, as being an overrated movie. I don't agree. What say you?
I never cared for it. I don't care for what's his face, Sweeney Todd.
Tim Burton?
Yeah, Tim Burton. He made a good Batman movie.
Which is my least favorite Batman movie. That's the hilarious part.
That's Michael Keaton's, right?
The second one. The first one is not.
Okay.
The Penguin and is the second one. And
with Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito, but it's exactly how you would expect.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That completely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like anything Tim Burton does.
So here's the irony in this. If you were to tell me who's one of the most overrated directors, I might say Tim Burton because a lot of his movies are too eccentric for me. But this one I actually think is really, really good. It is a PG movie. And when's the last time you watched it? How old were you when you watched it last? Okay, so you're barely breathing.
Yeah.
Like you're
look, dude, it's Halloween, it's Christmas, it's confusing, it's both. I don't know what's happening. The villain freaked me out as a kid.
Oogie Boogie is one of the best villains in any movie. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I would actually have you watch it again. I actually think everything you just said, I don't disagree with violently because but I understand what you're getting at. But what I would say is it is both, and it's not confusing, and that's what makes it freaking awesome. It's so well done, and that's not even getting into the animation part of it, which like real film heads will be like, "Oh my god, it's stop motion animation," which it was, and back then it was incredible. It never been done before at that level. So I mean, you look at some of the sets, wild.
No, it's definitely not overrated.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Okay. Third one,
it's definitely not overrated. It's not my thing, but no, it's a good movie. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And you haven't seen it since you might even like it more.
I've seen it since then, but
So you're just a liar. Okay.
I don't know the last time I watched it. Listen,
you probably were. You were probably 12.
I got a strict. I don't rewatch old Disney. I don't rewatch any. I've seen it. I don't got to re-see it until I have my own kids, and I'll revisit it then. But until then, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
All right. It's not like we do a pod on movies or anything, but anyway. All right, how about this? How about this one?
Okay.
And you're going to be mad at me. I know you're going to be mad at me when I admit my thing, but this one on the list, The Big Lebowski.
That's fucking crazy.
You disagree the way I disagree about Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's fucking insane. This is IMDb.
This is an article on IMDb. That's right.
That's like arguably Jeff Bridges and John Goodman's funniest performances of all time. That's fucking
To be honest
insane.
with you, I'm not too familiar, and maybe we should. IMDb, I don't know if it's crowdsourced or if it's kind of Wikipedia based, because this article says written by Brady Valbaca, created 13 years ago.
Yeah, who the fuck?
I don't know who that is, but it says these are the top 25 most overrated films in my opinion. These films
Oh,
were
this
highly
is
praised.
one guy.
It's one guy, but it's okay. It doesn't matter.
All right. Well, we're gonna take the next.
Destroy.
We're gonna take the next about 18 to 27 minutes absolutely shitting on Brady Quinn. Who is it?
Brady Quinn.
Bradley?
No, Brady Valbaca.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the comment, the little commentary of it. Dumb comedy that gets nowhere and has no plot line. The comedy is stupid,
that's all of
and there isn't even 3 good jokes. The only reason it'll get 4 stars out of 10 from me is because of Steve Buscemi and John Goodman's performances were mildly amusing.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, man. First off, Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, amazing. The scene with him and Jeff Bridges is fucking amazing. There's no good 3 jokes. Are you fucking out of your goddamn mind? John Turturro as the fucking Latin bowler. Come on, dude. Come on.
I haven't seen it.
But it's who does the Royal Tenenbaums and all that shit? Why can't I think of their names?
It's a Coen
Brothers.
Yeah. Which is why I'm so mad. I guess that's got to be next on my list. I love Coen Brothers movies, but I always forget about this one. Always.
Yeah,
I always forget about it.
They're just those.
So it's like Fargo. It's like Burn After Reading. It's that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's like you either get that kind of humor, like a sane, funny person, or you're just a fucking loser. And I don't know. You should probably just stop watching movies altogether.
Well, that is a hot take from Chris from Seagot. Now, I will say though, I kind of get if. It's kind of like when people tell me they don't get Seinfeld, and I just look at them and I'm like, and my wife is this person, like she doesn't think it's funny at all, and I'm just like, I can't wrap my head around the fact that you can't find humor in it, but there's a whole segment of population of people that can't, so I do understand that if you don't get that type of comedy, you're not gonna like it. So there you go.
I think there might be some crossover with the people that don't have an inner monologue.
Maybe
there might be a crossover.
Do you think that's a thing that people like? Do you think there's really people walking around like drones or droids that just don't talk to themselves?
It's terrifying to think, but I think so.
Maybe those are your sociopaths, or
I don't know.
Those people.
I encounter them on the freeway every day, so I don't know.
I encounter them in the freeway. Oh man, another one on here that. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Another one on here that I think is interesting. Because I think this is crazy. I actually have seen this movie, and I don't think it's over. No, it's not that one. It's Fight Club.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We can find some common ground there. I don't fucking care for that movie at all.
Give me your take. Your one paragraph take on why.
I think that's a Coen Brothers movie too, right?
No, David Fincher.
Okay. Yeah, and he can be kind of hit or miss too, but yeah, it just I get what they were going for, but it was just weird to me. It never made me the whole movie's uncomfortable, which is the point, and there's a larger point about humanity somewhere in there, I think. But doesn't do anything for me. I mean, Brad Pitt's great. What's his name is great.
Edward Norton Jr.
Yeah, Ed Norton Jr. But yeah, I could see that for sure.
So
I think David Fincher too in general, I think is overrated.
Well, I don't know. Here is
he has some bangers, but
here's
a couple
what
stinkers.
He's known for. Well, they all do. We've talked about this on the program, right? They all do. But he does have several. I mean, the top 4 that he's known for is Seven, great movie. Gone Girl, great movie.
Great.
Zodiac, one of your favorites, great movie.
All time.
And then The Social Network, which I never saw, but people loved it. So I'm assuming it was pretty decent. Did you see that?
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
But what I will say about the Fight Club, I think if you see that as a youth, you will not be able to relate to it at all. And also it's basically a male version of depression is what it is. So
yeah, 100%.
But the way men approach that is obviously very unique, right? It's this, like, they're not allowed to cry. They have to take it out physically or in a masculine way. And this is way before toxic masculinity was around. So, but yeah, it was a little confusing. I think for me, when I was young enough where I had to have someone explain it to me. I didn't get it back then.
Oh, I definitely didn't get it. Yeah, I definitely didn't get it the first time. All right. And yeah. And I apologize, David Fincher. we got some bangers on here. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Panic Room, The Game, which we just went over.
The Game.
He did it. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, but also
that was one of his early ones, huh? Yeah.
But also his latest one, The Killer with David Fassbender, was a fucking pile of shit.
The Killer.
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
David?
Michael Fassbender. Did I say David?
The guy that's in Black Bag, right?
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that. Probably won't.
We are also discussing Benjamin Button. He did that too. But anyways,
he loves himself some Brad Pitt. That's for sure.
He's directing the new Tarantino movie, so with Brad Pitt. So
he also directed a couple of episodes of House of Cards, and he is one of the directors on Mindhunter too, which people seem to like.
Show was fire,
I don't watch
dude.
that stuff. I don't watch that stuff because I get depressed and unsettled, so I don't watch that shit.
Well, great show.
Anyway,
but
all right.
They
So
canceled it anyways.
I think in terms of most overrated movies, yeah, there's others on here that, like Full Metal Jacket. Have you seen that?
No.
It's old. It's too old, I think, for you, but it was even too old.
Wasn't that around the time of Apocalypse Now? Aren't those around the same fucking time? The Vietnam War 80s, and all that shit?
Well, it's about the Vietnam War, but the movie was made. They were made about 8 years apart, so not exactly. The Full Metal Jacket was made in 87, and the Apocalypse Now was made in 79. So, okay. But they are both around. It's a dark comedy. So you may or may not like it. Full Metal Jacket. That's what it is. It's a dark comedy.
Who did that one?
Is that
Scorsese? No.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. No, Stanley Kubrick.
Okay.
Which he is also the one. Did he do A Clockwork Orange? Is that his?
Yes. Yeah.
Which is also on this list as one of the most overrated movies.
I've tried to watch A Space Odyssey 2001. I shit you not, bro. I've tried to watch this movie 5 times. I can't get past the first 10 minutes of it.
Is this too confusing or what?
No, it's just boring as shit, dude. I can't do it. And it's supposed to be like one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. I genuinely try to watch it. I can't fucking do it, dude. It's wild.
I don't even like sci-fi, so I know you're much more open to that. You have to kind of force me to get me to watch that, which it's kind of weird, right? Like there's things that like we can kind of segue off of the most overrated movies, but I think about this all the time. How there's just certain movies that, and I don't know if it's just maybe how you were raised. I'm sure it has a lot to do with it, but there's certain things that I struggle to suspend my mind to get to appreciate it. Like I'll tell you this, I would have never watched Alien, the old one, without you being like, we got to watch that. I would never have watched that. And I'm not like Star Trek, zero interest in that.
No, see,
Star Wars, zero interest in that, which that's more space fantasy than sci-fi. But just in general, I just have zero interest in it. But you have zero interest in medieval stuff, and I actually like that. So
it depends. I like some of it, but the same thing with like you're saying, like Star Wars and Star Trek. I don't fucking like that type of shit. I don't care about it all. But yeah, like sci-fi, Interstellar, stuff like that. I really
Interstellar. I wouldn't even call that sci-fi. I mean, that was just.
That's but that's textbook sci-fi.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. You're dealing with.
I don't know.
No, you're literally dealing with science fictional events. Like
I think. Well, I guess. I mean, you're right. By definition, it is.
Sci-fi can be broad because it could be there's horror sci-fi, right? Like Alien, and then there's like I guess space sci-fi or whatever.
I think it's when. Let me rephrase this. I think it's futuristic sci-fi is what I don't like. Like when they're walking around in dumb spacesuits and they're everyone's wearing tin foil for some reason, or as Jerry Seinfeld says, they're all wearing like track uniforms or something. Like it's like what's happening here? But like in Interstellar, it's based in like present time. They're just doing crazy things. So I think that's more what it is. It's like this is a whole made up world that it doesn't exist now. Right. I struggle with that in general.
Yeah, like Avatar. Whatever.
Yeah.
that doesn't move the needle confusing. For me either.
You're like, it's a world that doesn't exist, but they're basing it on a past world that did exist, and it's neither present nor future.
No, well, it's also weird. Just Pocahontas in space, but
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, anytime there's, I guess, a space mystery, I'm on board. If there's any mystery going on in space, I'm on.
Okay.
I tried to pop on Geostorm the other night. You ever seen this movie? Gerard
Never
Butler.
even heard of it. Never even heard of it.
Man.
Oh wait, no, I have Geostorm.
It's like one of those.
I think I might have even. They have to stop the world from ending, and he's like supposed to be like a science, climate control, like some sort of.
Yeah. So what happens is there's all these cataclysmic events happening on future Earth. So Gerard Butler designs a space net that can it basically sends down those little birdies from Twister. It basically just shoots those down, and then it destroys hurricanes. It's pretty much like, remember when Donald Trump said he was going to nuke a hurricane?
They're just putting that on screen.
That's basically what they did. They're just nuking hurricanes with weather bullets, I guess. But anyways,
did you see it?
No, I've seen it before, and then I turned it on the other night, and I had to turn it off because I was like, man, this is a colossal pile of shit.
Take a stab.
I was falling asleep to it, and I woke up halfway asleep, and I was like, I got to turn this off. And so I wasn't even watching it.
Okay, take a stab at the IMDb critic rating for Geostorm, released in 2017. Remember, it's on a scale of 0 to 100%. We're looking for a critic rating. Yeah.
They probably gave it like fucking 68 or something. No? Less?
Critics?
Yeah.
Bro, you're not even in the ballpark. 18%. That's how much of a dog crap movie that they thought it was. And then the fans were like, we'll double it. It's still only 35%. They're like even.
I thought it made Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, how I look at that is like 3.5 people out of 10 were like mildly okay with it. Like, you know.
Yeah, it was bad. And it was like around all those apocalyptic movies when they were popular too. But yeah, that type of shit, you know, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into what stinks this week. I have a feeling there's going to be some good discussion here. What do you got?
I got a couple things. First off, there was a new Superman trailer that dropped. I think with the Minecraft movie, they teased like a 5-minute scene, and I think it was last week. What was I talking about when I was sick of grown men complaining about things? I think it's Snow White. Yeah, I was talking about when grown men have opinions about Snow White. Well, it's a similar situation this week. James Gunn, who is, if you don't know, has taken over the DC universe and is in charge. He's the director. He's done Marvel movies. He's the director of all director of all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which are all great. And he's the director of the Superman movie. And so there's a new scene that dropped, and apparently now the outrage is, so the scene is Superman is plummeting down to Earth, and he lands in the ice, and he's all fucked up. He can't move. Apparently, there's a super dog in this movie named Crypto, which another thing people are very angry about, that Superman has a dog in this one, apparently. And so the dog's like, biting at, he's like trying to help him. He's like biting at Superman, and Superman's like cringing. He's all fucked up. He's like agonizing in pain, which again got people very upset because apparently Superman he's not supposed to feel pain. This is what grown men are typing out on Twitter, by the way.
Wait, say that again.
So Superman's kind of wincing and stuff, and apparently he's not supposed to show pain. And this is a point of contention for a lot of these grown fanboys online. And so
because the comic, he doesn't feel pain. He's a Man of Steel.
Well, I guess in the comic he does feel pain. I don't know. This is all debatable. I don't know. This is my point. This is my point.
Okay.
This is where I start to get frustrated because this is the discourse that I see.
George is getting frustrated.
Yeah. So, anyways, Crypto the dog, he drags Superman, I guess, back to his lair in like I don't know where the fuck it is, his ice lair, and the way. Igloo. Yeah, no, seriously, like it's like a giant igloo. And so the way that Superman heals, which I didn't know, was by direct sunlight. Did you know this?
I'm not a Superman buff, so no, I didn't know that.
I'm not either. So apparently that's the way he heals, is by using the sun's energy. So he gets to his lair, and Crypto, he like whistles at the door of the dog. He's very cute, by the way. I don't know how anybody could be mad at Crypto. I'm all in. I'm all in. Just like Bitcoin, I'm all in on Crypto. Okay, I'm all in on Crypto. Crypto's gonna get me out to see this movie. It's Superman in dog form. That's fucking awesome. Anyways, so Crypto's at the door. The robots, Superman's, I guess he has robot assistants. They come and grab his body, and they strap him into a chair because they have to heal him, and they put him under this gigantic magnifying glass that intensifies the sun's rays. And if you've lost me by now, I'm sorry. It's almost over. So the sun rays start hitting Superman, and he's obviously, he has like a million broken bones, a ruptured spleen, his dick's fallen off. Everything's bad. And so the sun is healing him, and he's like screaming, he's like, ah! And apparently this is why the movie's gonna suck now. People are very upset that they're showing that Superman could feel pain in this movie. And I've just been reading comments nonstop from people going back and forth about how this is comically accurate. Did you hear about the dire wolves that they apparently resurrected?
No.
Okay. Well, they supposedly resurrected these like 10,000-year-old wolves. And it's the same discourse about how...
Oh, I did hear about that. You mean in real life?
Yeah, in real life. Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's like, no, they're not real wolves. No, Superman wouldn't feel pain. No, Superman would feel pain. Who gives a fuck? Okay? Crypto the dog is in this, and that's why we're going to see it.
Look, I'm just mad that the guy's got a bowl haircut from 1986. I'm still pissed about that, dude. That's my biggest gripe with this whole thing.
That should be the discourse.
Yeah, bring me into this conversation. I'm going to let you know where the real heavy-hitting facts are. That's the problem with this movie.
Oh,
it's offensive.
It is offensive.
All right. Well, we are going to see it for no other reason than I'm not a Superman guy, but I did like back in the 90s. They had a show called Lois and Clark, and Lois and Clark, not to be confused with Lewis.
They
and
invented the Oregon Trail, dude.
Yeah. So my point just made my point for me. Lois and Clark. My dad, he had me watch that, and I was 13 and had zero interest in it. But a very young and very attractive Terry Hatcher was playing Lois back then. And so I was like, I'll watch it probably because I was 13 and a half, 14, And I was like, oh, it was pretty good. It was okay. So we're not big comic guys, but.
Who was Wonder Woman back in the day? She was a piece. I can never tell you her name, but.
I'm not going to remember her name off the top, so I'll pull it up. In
Anyways.
84, like in the movie.
Yeah.
Like in 1984?
Yeah.
Or sorry, just back in the days. Wonder Woman cast. Dude, stop pulling.
You had a really funny...
It just keeps pulling the movie of... There's a movie called Wonder Woman 1984 that apparently Gal Gadot is in. That's all that I want. Go ahead.
You had a really funny Superman joke. I remember you told me as a kid. Do you remember it?
No, I can't wait to hear.
No,
Linda Carter was her name.
Linda Carter, that's it.
Yeah,
I can't remember it. I have to think about it because I can't remember it properly. And
no, I'm mad. I
can't. But it involved the Invisible Man and Wonder Woman, and it was really funny.
It did?
Yeah. Do you remember this? You don't remember this at all?
It's like, hold on. Maybe, there's no way I made it up. So let's see if it exists online. Joke involving Superman. The Invisible Man. Oh, I do know what it is.
Yeah.
It's coming back to me. And I heard that joke from Matt Daly.
Okay. It's a good joke.
Shout out to Matt Daly.
If you can find it.
I can find it. It's not super appropriate, but we don't have kids on this program.
That's why I wasn't going to try and force it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's all right.
But I just
I do have it.
I remember you telling me this, which is
okay.
Really
you
funny.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, this is great. Here we go. Superman is flying around one day when he spots Wonder Woman laying on the beach butt naked. He thinks to himself, "I'm faster than a speeding bullet. I could fly on down there, take care of my business, and be gone before she." Oh
my God! This joke's terrible.
This is pre Me Too movement, folks.
God.
Like this is an old joke.
You told me a rape joke when I was fucking 10 years old.
I don't think. It's implicit, or it implies that. I think Yeah, it's getting
I
worse.
did.
We talked about James. We talked about James Gunn and his controversy. This joke is on the off the rails already. But since I'm already halfway through it, I'll just finish it. So he swoops down and
It starts out so bad.
he swoops down, does this thing, and disappears into the sky. Sensing the commotion, Wonder Woman cries out, "What was that?" And then the Invisible Man replies, "I don't know, but my ass hurts." That's the joke.
Okay. All right.
How old were you? Please tell me you were at least 15 when I told you that.
I had to have been, because my memory doesn't go back much further than that, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't even go back that far.
So we just got a caveat, guys, that like obviously we're not making fun of rape jokes, but this is an old joke.
It's okay. It's a gay rape joke, so it's okay.
It's problematic. Accidentally. Wow, we've just offended everybody, literally everybody, with one joke.
Man,
this is what some people in the biz would call problematic.
That's a great joke. I don't care who you are. Fuck, that's funny.
I can't wait. It's so funny. My friend Matt, I just hung out with him last night. We went to a cigar lounge, and I just talked to him last night. So that's funny. He's gonna get a kick out of that you remember that. Wow, that is really bad. Some things just really bad.
The first line is so bad.
It's so bad. All we can do is laugh. We can't even like. It's just.
I love how I was like, do you remember that really funny Superman joke you had? Zero idea of the first part of it.
What you were laughing at all. My guess is I remember I told the joke maybe more.
No, I read
this off.
No, you didn't. You didn't, because I remember the line. I remember the line about the Invisible Man where he said, "My ass hurts." So I remember
that part. Yes,
I remembered that part, but I forgot the part where he was like, "I can just go fuck Wonder Woman right now."
Well, that's what I'm saying. God, dude, you know what's crazy is this is from Reddit, and like you would think that there would be a absolute like mob fest in the comments, and I can't find a single person mad at this joke.
You can't be
in the comments here.
No, you can't be.
It's crazy.
It's a great fucking joke.
Holy cow! I totally forgot about that joke. Man, wild. Okay,
what great content.
What stinks this week?
That
right?
Yeah.
You got another one?
Yeah, I got a couple
old
more
jokes.
Wes Anderson, the director, is released a trailer for his new movie, and
the director of what?
Wes Anderson.
Superman?
No, he's done movies like The Great Budapest Hotel, Asteroid City, and I want you to give these all a Google right now.
I know what Asteroid City is. I had zero interest in watching it. It looked weird as hell.
So
the other one sounds weird as hell.
So
what was the other one?
A Grand Budapest Hotel is like his most famous one.
No.
Literally, you can Google all of this guy's movies, and they're literally all the same exact fucking movie.
That's what he does.
Wild,
quirky. Where he also did the Royal Tenenbaums, which I didn't care for either.
Quirky. It's all in pastel colors. For some reason, every male actor has a Hitler mustache. Don't know why. Every single one of them. It's crazy. Look up Tom Hanks, Asteroid City. Look up they all have a fucking Hitler mustache. It's nuts, dude. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
Is that the point?
I don't know. No, it's definitely not the point.
It's it's not commentary on.
I don't fucking
white supremacy or something.
Every single one of his movies are stylistically like, and I get that's what directors do, but kind of, which is how you should do it. But the way this guy has made the same movie now for the past decade, and he just dropped a new trailer, and I thought it was fucking fake, because I was like, there's no fucking way. It's still the quirky comedy that nobody laughs at. Every single one of I've never laughed at a single joke on a single fucking trailer this guy has ever put out, ever. Not one time. And there's like, you see in the trailer where there's supposed to be the laugh break, and I've never laughed. I don't understand.
And what's crazy is he's got crazy people joining his movies. I mean, Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Adrian Brody, Margot Robbie.
Every time he has 15.
Edward Norton, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, and they all have the same mustache, by the way. But Yeah, he has it. Every cast is fucking crazy, and they're like,
oh my god, this is incredible. This cast of Asteroid City is out of this world, dude.
yeah, it's nuts.
That's so nuts, dude. Yeah, I had zero. So, have you seen his movies?
No.
Oh my god.
And I won't, because they're not funny. They don't make any fucking sense. There's no fucking point to any of them. And I can gather all that from the fucking trailer. It doesn't matter.
76%.
He has a following. He has a cult following. It drives me nuts, dude.
Critic rating of 76%, which is high for critics. 62%
Yeah, because it's pretentious
for fans.
bullshit.
Right.
It's pretentious bullshit. It's exactly what critics like. And they have the fucking nerve to treat Geostorm, my fucking movie, at 18%. It's better than any of that fucking bullshit.
Wow. No, I think you're right. Like the pretension and the sometimes they just rate things because they're different. They just go, it's quirky and different. No, that doesn't necessarily make it good. Now, again, we haven't seen it, so we can't really say the movies aren't good.
No, I can.
What we can see is I'm not interested. Well, you can. I'm just gonna say I'm not interested in seeing it. You're not attracting me to this with what you're doing. It's just not for me.
No, and make a fucking different movie, guy. Yeah, it's for people who, if you find it funny, you laugh like this. You laugh like Tucker Carlson. That's how you laugh. That's the only type of people that find this funny. Yeah, I don't get it.
Wow. No, okay. No, I haven't seen any of his movies, but I know as soon as you said Asteroid, as soon as I saw Asteroid City, I was like, yep, I remember why I wasn't interested in seeing the Budapest Hotel either, any of that.
Yeah. Nope. Okay, I got one more. Unless you got something.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I have something, but it's not that important. We'll get to it.
Well, this is very important, and it pains me to say this, but I have to depart with Chipotle. Formal divorce.
You filed the paperwork already?
The paperwork, the ink's not even dry. It's been signed. I'm so disappointed from what it was to what it's become. It's turned into a bowl of slop. It's dog food. Every single time I've gotten the last 3 bowls that I've gotten. And by the way, anytime they have a new fucking flavor or a new fucking chicken or whatever it sucks. It fucking sucks. But the last 3 bowls I've gotten, by the time I've made it back to my domicile to enjoy, it's become a bowl of cold soup, sour cream slop. Not the last time I was there, which I will admit I had some faults, which we'll get to. I made some.
Poor business decisions.
I made some mistakes, okay?
Right.
And I'm going to be a man about that, and I'm going to admit them. But before we get to that, the second to last time I went there, I tried their new honey fucking Chipotle, the same repackaged shit that they always do.
It's the thing that you should not to do, and you still did it. Okay.
I know.
All right.
I don't know what happens to me in there, but anyways, I go Tucker Carlson. Oh, hit the mustache. It must be a good movie. So I go about my normal business. I go, except for I went out on a limb with the chicken, but I need a bowl to go, light white rice, no beans. Who's doing beans these days? Light fajitas. Okay. Double chicks. I did double of the chicks. I go corn.
The gimmick chicken. Yeah.
The gimmick chicks. I go corn salsa. I go medium. The hot sometimes is too hot. Sometimes I do that. I regret it. So I went medium. And then I go light sour cream. If you would see, the thing is, the spoonfuls of meat, this is very well documented, that they give you is offensive sometimes. Okay. The spoonful of sour cream that this lady dumped onto my bowl you probably wouldn't have even paid for it. And I knew right away what was happening. I knew right away what was going to happen. It was insane amount of sour cream. And I get home and I try and enjoy this bowl. It's not even regular chicken, so I'm already disappointed. I already know it's not going to be a great experience. And it was literally a bowl of borscht. I think is the best way to describe it, is borscht.
With no beets, beetless borscht.
Beetless borscht. Now, so I was feeling pretty apprehensive about that. Now, I decided to go back and I decided to take matters into my own hands, and I went with tacos. Just pretty out of left field.
I've had the tacos.
The tacos.
I've had good experience with the tacos.
I have too. Now, this is where I messed up. I went with.
You're killing me already.
With flour tortillas, okay? Now,
I'm okay with that.
Yep. I am too, but these had to travel, okay? And these people are not good when this food has to travel. So I went with flour, and now this was my fatal error. I went with barbacoa. Which is literally the greasiest, sloppiest, wettest meat that they have. And
that's true.
And
these are facts.
This lady did not. Usually when they grab the meat, they drain it kind of a little bit. They squeeze the tongs and kind of drain the juice off.
Well, if you're Chipotle Pro, that's what you do.
Yeah, no. Just very wet, floppy barbacoa went onto my tacos. And then I just went very basic. I just went medium salsa. I think I did cheese. And then I said light sour cream. Anyways, to make a long story short, I get home and
on the tacos. Just a rookie mistake. Oh my God.
I open these tacos, bro. I get home. I pick one of these things up. It disintegrates. Half of it disintegrates off and just falls onto my fucking plate. They were unedible. They were literally unedible and just cold. Why is everything cold? It's cold.
Okay. So here's the thing. I will say this about Chipotle. Everything is like room temp there. Like nothing is really hot. And I don't know. I guess it's because they're doing everything fresh. So they're not keeping it under heat lamps, which most things would do. But they don't even have hot. It's like they don't even have hot water underneath those trays. Like they just.
Oh yeah, you would think they don't.
I don't think they do, and I think it's because I don't know, dude. I think they scoop that shit out. They're banking on how fast they're gonna move it.
No, because I've seen them switch it out, and I think I've seen steam. But you know what's not heated
hot enough
is the fucking sour cream, because that shit is 32 goddamn degrees. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Well, that's adding to, you created a monster, right? Because it's already not that hot, and none of their food is that warm. Then you went through frozen yogurt on the top of that. You're like a dollop of that froyo on my freaking tacos,
and the salsa is ice cold,
and the salsa's cold too. All of it's cold, so that's just a problem. So that's a thing that they should fix. But I understand why, because the only thing you really want hot is the meat and the tortilla. You don't obviously the rice and stuff if you're getting that kind of thing, but you don't want your salsa hot, because that's not cool. And you don't really want your sour cream hot, but you don't want it freezing either. So I don't know. But anyway,
God forbid you ask for a quesadilla, they look at you like you're fucking homeless. It's crazy.
No, I see. They don't give me that look. Maybe it's because I order it with authority or something. I go in there and I get carnitas quesadilla, extra cheese. Do it now. Do it.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I was halfway through these tacos and it just hit me, and I was like, this is not good. I've been lying to myself for probably years now about it. I think
you've made some mistakes, but I think there are ways to redeem it. If you get yourself a carnitas quesadilla, that would be a good start, or chicken quesadilla, that would be a good start. Extra cheese.
Yeah, dude. And then the vinaigrette. I threw the vinaigrette on there. Oh my God, dude.
You're out of your mind. You're turning it into a soup.
It was goulash.
What are you doing?
It was straight goulash.
He puts vinaigrette on an already honey-based chicken with, oh my God, dude. Yeah, you're out of your mind. Oh God. Okay. Well, that's
Anyways.
hilarious. I'm sorry about that. I feel bad for you.
No,
really
I
do.
can't.
That's not great.
It's fine. I appreciate it, but I don't think I can go back anymore.
Jason Statham makes one more movie like the last one. We're gonna have to divorce him too.
No. No more Statham and David Ayer. We're done with
Those
that.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, you blew it. You
Yeah, we're
freaking
done.
blew it.
We're done with that. And I hope there's not a fucking another goddamn best guess. What is Jason Statham's next occupation?
I already know it.
Hit me.
Well, he's an ex. and I kid you not, because we did this on one of our last episodes a few weeks ago, where he actually has 2 movies coming out this year, and I was telling you this. I'm like, I hope the next one is way better. So let's just pull it up, because let's see, make sure it's not David Ayer.
I'm going.
It's called Mutiny. It is not David Ayer. It is Jean-Francois Richette, written by Lindsay Michael and J.P. Davis. So this one, it's such a Jason Statham character name too. His names are always so predictable. Cole Reed. That's his act. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Dude.
Here we go. Cole Reed was in special forces and served as an NYPD police officer.
Oh, what does he fucking work for the IRS? What? Oil rig?
This one's
he already did oil rig, didn't he? He's done oil rig, right?
No, he's
had to have
oil.
done.
That was a transporter. He was covered in oil, but I don't know if he's done.
No, wasn't the oil rig one the one that it blew up?
No, that's Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, fuck. All right.
Deepwater Horizon. Wow,
yeah.
Really went off on a deep end there. No pun intended.
You really didn't intend that. You really didn't.
No, I really didn't.
You surprised yourself. I heard it in your voice. I
got that little smirk.
You did. You went, ooh.
That same smirk that George W. Bush Jr. got when he said something halfway intelligent.
Yeah.
That's Frank Caliendo's skit.
That was great.
Okay. No. Okay. So they'd actually, I appreciate what they're doing here with this next Jason Statham movie. They decided no more jobs. We're going to keep him in something that makes sense. So he's ex-forces, but he's still in law enforcement. He's still a cop. And then he's into private security. So he served as an NYPD officer in a former life after special forces, but right now he's just working private security, and he is framed for murdering his Thai billionaire friend.
All right.
And so
I like
this is better.
That's a return to form. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
because I can watch that plot. I could watch that plot over and over. I don't fucking
absolutely.
Care. But
yeah.
Enough with the saving of the kids and
the white savior story.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Although he's still going cross. He's still doing cross friendship. Well, look at who his friend is. His Thai billionaire friend.
Yeah.
They're like, Jason, we can't. It's enough with the white friends already.
Yeah.
We gotta get you out of England and out of America and into some different settings.
He goes, oi, I think I might like that very much. I think that might be good for me.
He goes, Australia. They're like, no, Jason, no white people at all. Not even just tan white people. We got to get you,
He goes, it's about the Aborigines trying to take back their land. They go, no, they're good. They're good. It's ex-special forces, you're retired, private security. We love that. Bank heist, all that good stuff.
You're framed. Framed.
You
got to get out of the framing.
Love it.
Dude, you kill me. just hearing him say Aborigines in his accent, I can't even do it. It's so funny. Oh man. Okay, we're at an hour and 14. My what stinks this week is I'm gonna keep it brief because this could go on for 20 minutes. The San Francisco Giants have released their new City Connect
I totally forgot
uniforms. Well, we're not going to do it long, but they released their new City Connect uniforms, and this is something that MLB does with a certain segment of the league of teams. Not every team participates, which I think is weird, or at least to my knowledge, they don't.
Well, every team shouldn't participate.
And Christian does not like the new jerseys, and I'm disappointed because I'm not a big jersey guy to begin with, and I definitely don't like I'm not a gimmicky guy. Our dad, Christian's dad, my stepdad, he loves all the gimmicks. Give him every gimmick. He's never seen a gimmick he doesn't like. He wants to buy everything that's new and different, and in a lot of cases ugly. Sorry, Dad, we love you, but you are into it. He's into the gimmicks.
His hat is already on the way.
Oh, I know. I found it. I texted him today. I said, "Don't buy a hat." And then 5 seconds later, I said, "You already bought it, didn't you?" It sends me the picture of the one he bought.
Yeah. Funny story about that. Real quick, I was leaving the house today, and there was a box outside, and it was Dad, so I picked it up, put it in the house. Coincidentally, he had just gotten home and was telling me how he ordered this new hat. And I said, "Oh, is that it?" He goes, No. He just ordered it. And I go, "Oh, okay." Then he fucking opens the box. It's a different Giants hat. It's literally a fucking Giants hat.
Our
just
dad has
regular. He has
bigger hat issues than I have.
He has 15 different versions of this hat. But the way he was like, no, that can't be it. It's a fucking hat. It was another Giants hat, which was hilarious. Just not that one. Like, all right.
Oh my God. So this is the jersey that they released, and the City Connect. The point of the City Connect jerseys is there's usually themed. It's something usually historical or that they're trying to bring together. So this one is about the music scene of the 60s, which the team was established in 1958, which you can kind of see you can't see it in here, but it's on the sleeve. Anyway, in this picture, Christian does not like these at all. I think they're groovy and awesome. The lines on here represent like the vinyl on the records and stuff like that. It's just groovy. But I am stunned that Christian didn't like them because
pull the hat up.
I don't know.
Pull the hat up, and if you can,
the one Dad bought.
No, well, just the one, the on-field cap, which is not the one Dad bought because
no.
Well, and I'll tell you why in a second, which was also hilarious.
Okay, hold on, it's not coming up here. So let me.
If you go to the MLB website, I think it's on the homepage or the MLB shop.
It'll be right here. So this is the hat that I want. This is the hat that goes with the uniform. It's called the Remix. So This goes with the jersey.
Right. And so Dad didn't like that one because it was too colorful on the brim.
Yeah, he doesn't like loud colors, which I think is hilarious.
So now go ahead and go to the MLB shop. Let me show you what he got though.
Oh, I know what he got. Oh, it's right here.
So a purple and orange hat
of the
a Phoenix Suns colored Giants hat.
I know. It's wild. But now you can see this 1958. This is what's on the sleeve here. But yeah.
Now, he made a good point. He made a good point about the first hat, the one that you want. Now, if the orange and purple on the brim had been relocated to just the bottom of the brim and the hat was all black, I could potentially get on board with it.
Okay.
And that was a good point that Dad made. But as far as the rest of it, the purple is horrific. I don't care. I'm so tired of this. We have to make a historical point through our jerseys. If they were going to do that, then the jerseys would have a bunch of little tiny turds on them because that's what San Francisco is trash and human shit. And that's the connection that I make with San Francisco. And they can try all they want with the groovy colors, the cool vinyl, and the cool music connection. Because I guess the Grateful Dead's there. No one gives a shit. Unless you go to, I guess the show at the Sphere is great. I couldn't name one Grateful Dead song. But aside from that, and another thing too, one of our players,
Willie Adames,
yeah. So he's been wearing a purple glove every game this season. Here. Yeah, and he shouldn't be allowed to use that glove unless they're wearing these jerseys. By the way, that's a new rule I'm instituting. No more purple glove unless you're wearing these absolute dog shit jerseys. The font the font alone looks like the original font in Microsoft Paint. Like the 3D bubble font and from Paint. That's what it looks like. It's insane. It's truly insane. And the socks and the listen, this is
just
and
okay.
I'll say this. The white pants makes it tolerable. But this is my problem. My overall problem with it is this opens the door to the San Diego Padres Sherbert jerseys, and this is just step one. This is step one in that direction, and that's what they're doing with the purple. They are testing us with the purple to see if we're resilient or if we're just going to accept this. And then where does it stop? Where the fuck does it stop? Are we going to lime green? Why not lime green? There's lime scooters in San Francisco. Most people get around on lime scooters. There you go. That's a city connection. We could just, why don't we do lime green on the Giants jerseys? Because people connect with that. Or, hey, hot pink or yellow.
All right. So this is what stinks this week is that Christian is not on board with me. And I was really hoping he would be, but I get all the reasons. I happen to disagree with just about everything he said, but that's the point of this is that I like the fact. So for perspective, for context too, I actually hated the recent City Connect jerseys before this one. So this, you can see this hat here. I hate this.
That orange hat.
Bought this, of course, too.
That is a million times better. The white one sucks. The white one on your left sucks.
This sucks.
Yeah, that one sucks.
Horrendous illustration. Talk about using Microsoft from the 80s to print out a bridge. It is the most hideous thing I've ever seen.
But also,
I can't stand it.
When has this experiment in across the league, across all sports, NBA, they've tried to do this. The NFL, they've tried to do the color rush jerseys. They've tried to do these alternate type jerseys, and they all fucking blow. Just go back to the vintage. This is all they have to do. Take all the 90s jerseys in any sports league and just go back to that. Just go back to that.
I know.
They keep trying to reinvent the fucking wheel. Stop. It sucks.
Well, they would, except people are buying them. That's the problem. People
I know.
And I'm going to buy this, so I'm part of the problem, I guess, according to Christian. But these jerseys right here are some of the worst jerseys I have ever seen. By the way, why does it look like they're all dead? Just symbolizing the death of the old regime. These creamsicle. I told our dad.
I don't like those either. I don't like those. I don't like.
At least
I know why. Because it's supposed to be Carl the Fog.
Yes, I understand why the connection, but I hate it so much. And I'm like, dude, this is not intimidating. This is the least intimidating jersey. At least these ones are black and dark, and they got some pop to them. Man,
I don't know. Listen, if you want to connect with the city, why don't, instead of their player numbers, they just put the average price of rent?
Okay,
in San Francisco.
Funny. The jerseys should just be unobtainable.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What they should. You can't buy them. You can only be gifted them.
And also, my final point is our overall record in these jerseys is 0-1. So that's all you need to know.
They haven't played in them yet. Did they?
Oh, they sure did. Yep, tonight. Already lost. A lot of pop flies. I don't know.
A lot of pop flies.
Maybe
I'm not sure what the relevance there is.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you're just weaker when you're wearing purple sleeves. I don't know.
There's no purple sleeves.
Oh, there were tonight. Oh, there were.
Oh, like the Under Armour.
You should have seen it, dude. Every player was Fernando Tatis now. Purple, orange, pink. They had all of it. So whatever. Just wear whatever color you want now. It doesn't matter.
Look, it's just here and there. It's not.
No, it's not.
Time.
This is the first step, and this is the first domino.
It's every Friday, right? They wear them on Fridays.
I think every Tuesday.
Well, today's.
Yeah, it's every Tuesday.
All right. Well, Unfortunately, guys, I do not have my partner in crime for the new jerseys. I'll be purchasing it and wearing it proudly. So, all right. Is that it?
That's it. This is fun. What an app.
This was fun. What a terrible movie, guys. Go see it. Go see it.
Save your money. Do not see it.
Go see it on Discount Tuesday and rip it to shreds like we is or disagree with us. Do it.
Exciting couple weeks ahead, though. We got some bangers. We got some bangers lined up. We got Warfare. We got Sinners after that. Then we got Thunderbolts from Marvel's coming out. That looks really good.
My wife wants to watch the movie Christian doesn't want to watch, so I'm going to see that with
What is that?
you. She wants to watch Drop. That's the big hyped movie.
No, I'll see it.
Yeah, Christian has theories on that one, so we'll see if he's right.
But yeah, so exciting couple weeks coming up. But as always, guys, thanks for the support. We appreciate the hell out of you. We love you.
Make sure, give us a like and subscribe and follow wherever you're watching us or hearing us.
And be honest about the jerseys. Be honest with yourself. That's my message to you. Be honest about yourself. Be honest with yourself.
We should do a poll. Either you love him or hate him. So we'll see.
0-1. 0-1.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold off on commenting until they're 1-1. Until they're 2-1.
Well, good luck. All right. Love you, brother. Love you guys.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Love you guys. See you later, brother.